our realtor emailed us a house, a new bookshelf. We have the to-do to do a drive-by of the house. This looks like a blue job, if I'm being honest. Okay. I'm delusional, and I know that. It doesn't hold a ton of books. I'm just trying to get a house, okay? Stuffy storage situation. This house is so sweet. I do believe that this is our house, you guys, okay? Oh, hello friends. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing so well. Annie is currently napping, so if you are moms, you know the countdown is on. Jack is obviously, he works from home, by the way. That's the dynamic. If I am able to get my work done either really early in the morning before she wakes up, or sometimes I do all of my work the night before when she's down for bed. If I know that I want to use her nap or have to use her nap for some errands or really anything else. And today's that day. We have a few things to do. You and I, we've got a few things to do. First order of business. A couple days ago, our realtor emailed us a house that is most likely coming on the market soon. And this house was actually on the market, and I remember seeing it on there and it got pulled. And I don't know why, I don't know the reason, but I remember seeing it and it was on so briefly. I don't even think they had any showing. So I'm not sure if the person got cold feet or whatever, but they want to put it back on the market soon, but they would really prefer to do a private sell, which, I mean, if we like the house and the price is right, how much less stressful would that be? that would be a dream, actually, after everything that we've been dealing with in the housing market. But to see if we even like the vibe, see if we like the neighborhood, see if we like, you know, just the whole thing, we have the to-do to do a drive-by of the house. And I wish I could show you guys everything, by the way. I wish I could be like, this is the address, here's the front of the house, here's the... That wouldn't be very safe, would it? So we're just gonna meet in the middle, and you can come with me to kind of just see my live reaction of it. What are the vibes, how I'm feeling about it. And then right before I got in this car to come do this drive-by, there is one other house that piqued my interest that literally 1 to 2 hours ago was just put on the market. And so while we're in the area, I can't tell if I like that area that it's in. And there's an open house this weekend, but technically we're out of town this weekend, but I could come back if it was something that really piqued our interest to kind of come see the open house. But before I do that, the first like scan per se, the first, I don't know what to call it, but the first layer is making sure you like the area, at least for us, like the area is good. And then the next one is inside the house, do you like it? And then, you know, so we can at least do that first part is drive by. So we have a couple drive-bys to do. And then the second order of business is I have an H&M return to do. I avoid them all at all costs. The older I get, the more I avoid them all at all costs. The only reason I enjoy going to the mall at this point is that I get my eyebrows done at Ulta Beauty, but technically it's outside the mall. It's not connected. It's just like in and around and in the parking lot, you know, because I really like to go see my eyebrow lady, and we chat Taylor Swift and life and anything we can chat about within the 10 to 15 minutes that it takes to do my eyebrows. It's really, really great, actually. But that's the only reason I like even going around that area. So I hate doing returns, but something that I hate more than doing returns in person is doing returns online and like going to the post office or USPS, FedEx, UPS, figuring out which one to go to, the location. It's just, I hate it. Awful. But while we're in the mall, I asked Jack if there's anything that he wants for lunch. We've been working really hard. It's been really busy lately. So we're gonna treat ourselves to some lunch today on a random Tuesday. And he read my mind. I knew I was gonna get Sarku Japan from the mall, but he said on his own, Sarku Japan. So we're gonna get Sarku Japan for lunch, do our H&M return. And the last time I was in the mall, a Free People movement was coming to our mall. And I have yet to go inside and see Free People movement. I love Free People. I love Free People clothes. I love Free People movement specifically. So I gotta take a peek inside. All right, house drive-bys. Let's hit it. All right, you're gonna have to excuse the angle, but we are driving past that house that our realtor sent. Well, not right now, but I'm driving like kind of in the neighborhood type of area that it's in. And it's so freaking precious. The fall leaves and the New England vibe of everything doesn't help with how precious this actually the vibes are. Squirrel, what are you doing? Did he make it? I actually just passed the house that we looked at previously, and that house has come down almost 70 to 80K now. And it's just not like, even if the house was at the right price for us, it's just not worth it. It's not the vibe. It's not the vibe, but it is in an area that was so sweet. Where's this street? Okay, it's right here. Okay. I don't know. My initial thought, initial thought. Hold on, I have to turn around. Bye. Okay. Initial just spewing thought on that. It's not evoking the feelings that I felt with a couple other houses that we've made an offer on so far, like that, ooh, I need to see more. To see more of that house. I love the area. I love this. Like, it's really close to a couple houses that we've already been interested in or looked at previously. So I know I like the area. You know, I'm such a go with your heart and gut person versus maybe the most logical decisions, you know. It just needs to feel right. But that's my initial thought. We'll drive by again in just a second and see how I feel the second time. But another side note, we're learning so much about different houses and the eras that they're built in and what we're coming to like, or what we're coming to even keep an eye out for. And the things I'm about to say are not blanket statements, and you'll understand in just a sec. They're not blanket statements. I understand there are exceptions. It depends on so many different things, but these are the things from experts and what we've seen with our own eyes are really coming to fruition. So the eras that houses are built in, if they're built like 18 something, which one of the houses, the one that we pulled out of, was actually built in 18 something, that's not necessarily like a run for the hills situation depending on what we're looking for, but it needs to be kept up well. Obviously, something built like that needs to have had the care and the love put into it that was necessary in order to continue to be livable. You know, my parents, for example, bought an 18-something-year-old house and fully restored it. And I feel very safe living in that house. It's very structurally sound. It's really great. And it's got a lot of that charm still in the home. So it's absolutely possible. But if you don't, there are supporting beams that are completely rotted underneath the house. Hypothetically speaking, of things that we hypothetically have seen. But the 50s, 1950s, we've learned people drool over 1950s houses, and having seen a couple of them myself, drooling. Like, the quality, the materials used, the choices made, everything was just so intentional. Everything was just built so solid. But when you get to the 70s though, that era, again, not a huge blanket statement over every 70s house, but a lot of things quality-wise were stripped back in the 70s. So if I see a house that was built in the 70s, it definitely would depend on the house itself, the builder, and a full-on inspection, all of that stuff. But 70s I'm a little wary about. But coming out of the 70s, when you get to the 80s and 90s, it just fully depends. Fully depends on all of this stuff. Obviously, I don't know how often I can make that statement. I'll stop now, but you'd be amazed. I can't make enough disclaimers, because then people will be like, well, my house was built in the 70s and blah, blah. I wasn't talking about you, Cheryl, okay? Sorry if your name's Cheryl. I'm not talking about anyone else specifically named Cheryl, okay? But anyway, when you get out of the 70s and you get more into the 80s, 90s, that's when it'll fully depend, because my parents built their house in the 90s, but they found a really great builder to build their house in the 90s, and it was so solid and so beautiful, and I would want something like that today. But I've seen some 80s and some 90s houses that when you walk in, it feels like you're kind of like in a Little People Fisher-Price house. Like, it feels like you're kind of in this plastic little dollhouse, and it could just tip over if you hit the wall wrong. You know, it just feels really flimsy. And these things might not be important to literally anyone besides me, but that is something that is important to us. I want something with character. I want something that was built well with integrity and good materials and has really good bones, you know? So driving past this house, my initial thought is it just doesn't, it's not giving good bones. It's just not giving good bones. So let's drive by it again, you and I. And then I lied. I want to drive by 3 houses, including this one. But the second one I want to drive by is the house that I believe is coming back. I believe it is coming back to us. I don't know if I have released the vlog like all about this house yet, because to be quite honest, normally I'd release something like that if the house, you know, someone got it, someone's offer was accepted, that isn't ours, moving on with our lives. However, I fully believe that even though, yes, another offer was accepted on this house, it's not over for us. I'm delusional and I know that. However, I did see a bunch of you in a vlog where I was alluding to, and that was right when we were seeing it for the first time, like around that timeline, this house, this is the one I'm talking about. I saw you guys manifesting that this is gonna work out for us because I just felt so good about it. And yes, it's not ours right now, but I fully need the whole delusional energy still coming for us because I do believe that this is our house, you guys, okay? So be delusional with me, please. It's coming back, but I want to drive by that one too. I just want to see if there's like energy around it, you know? Every time I've driven by it so far, no one's there. So I'm like, what's going on with this house? I just don't understand. Let's drive by the 80s house again, and then let's drive by my house again. I also do promise that this house is not officially owned by anybody, okay? I'm not driving by somebody's house that is owned by someone, I promise you that. That's where I cut it off, okay? I'm not trying to be creepy, I promise. I'm just trying to get a house, okay? I'm just trying my best to get my family a home. Oh my gosh. That house actually was sent to us by our realtor, and I saw it on the market. It had an open house and it got off the market. So wait, let me see if that one is under contract. It wasn't the house for us for sure. I'm happy for whoever got it. That was so fast. Oh no, it just says it. Oh, it's under contract. Oh, that's so exciting. I'm so excited for them. I know that realtor too, and she's so sweet. Let's drive by this 80s house one more time. Let's get a good vibe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. All right, let's go by my actual house, okay? The one that's actually gonna come back to me. Literally everything logical in my bone. Like the location of this house that I'm about to drive by that is coming back to me. The location of this house is not even as desirable as these other houses, even the one that we just drove by. And it's not even as big, and it's not even as put together. Like literally everything about this home is lesser than any of the other houses that we've come across, but it's my house. Like I don't know what to tell you guys. Like that's my house, okay? I don't understand why it's taking so long for it to come back to us. I don't understand why it's not in our grasp right now. And the thing is, if it is not meant to be, it will not be our house. It just won't be, and I totally get that. And again, every logical signs that are pointing to it is like, no, move on. This isn't it. It is though. One more drive-by of one more house, and then I have to pee so bad, so we need to get to a restroom. Third and final house. This one is the one that came up just like a few hours ago on the market. Okay, immediately the vibes are off for me. The vibes, the feelings, not getting the butterfly feeling, you know? Oh, it's so sweet. Okay, this house is so sweet, you guys. The house itself, if that was any other location, it'd be like, frick yeah, let's do it, let's go. But the other thing that we're learning is that in real estate, generally, just a general rule, is that for investment purposes, so that you're making just a wise money choice. For us, it's both personal, and we don't want to just like sink our money and make a really bad choice, you know? But for those purposes, oh, it's so cutie, you guys. They definitely fixed it up like very recently. It looks almost brand new. But anyway, as I was saying, you don't generally want the nicest, most brand new sparkly house on the block. You either want like the worst one so that you can kind of fix it up and do what you will, or just right down the middle. Because I guess the general rule of thumb is like for resale value, if they have the nicest one, it's harder to sell in the future. And honestly, I think I am a living, breathing example of that literally 30 seconds ago. I'm like, oh, it's literally the nicest one. It's so sweet, but I don't love the area that it's in. And for that reason, I won't go see the open house that's this weekend. So yeah, learning a ton. I'm glad I drove by. I don't feel like I'm missing out, but let's get to the mall. Guys, it is that time of year where literally I have to start thinking about making sure if I want to film something that I do it before like 6 p.m. It is, I don't even know, not even 5:30 right now, and the sun is quickly setting. And if you've been here for literally only 30 seconds on this channel, you know that I am a summer girl. I'm a summer girl through and through. Oh my gosh. So usually when the weather starts changing and the light starts dwindling, it does get me pretty sad. And although that hasn't changed, like I love summer so much, there is a new appreciation for fall now that I have a fall baby that was born in October. There is something about when the weather starts changing and when the light starts looking like this that just completely takes me back to the excitement and anticipation of like being this huge and just not knowing what was next, but being so excited and like so ready for it, even though I was so not ready at all. There's still something so magical about it. But anyway, Jack just took Annie to the store, and I would ideally like to assemble this shindig before they get back, but seeing how many pieces potentially this is, I don't know how that's actually going to happen. But I got Annie a new bookshelf. The bookshelf that she has currently is one of these puppies, and although I would recommend it for younger kids, it was so perfect, like younger babies, because of the way that it has tiers on it, and it was really easy for her to like pull out books. She's just not excited about it anymore. That's just not where we store her books either. They're just kind of like everywhere because she just hasn't shown interest in it, and it doesn't hold a ton of books. So the older she gets and the more choices she wants in her books, this one isn't just, it's not gonna do. Also, we've had it for, I would say about a year now, and this panel right here, totally ripped. Totally ripped. I don't know if we got a defective one or if that usually happens with these things, but for all those reasons, new bookshelf. One of my favorite creators to follow, she swears by this, and it's one of these ones that has like cubbies for the books up here, another shelf for maybe more books or knickknacks, and then this whole bottom thing for more books if we want more books, but also stuffies. Like her stuffed animals could go here. And I never really pulled the trigger on a stuffy storage situation, and our girl loves her stuffies. She's not a kid that just doesn't care about stuffies. She cares deeply about like all of her stuffies. We're also in whatever this stage is, putting diapers on literally every stuffed animal she can. But anyway, I'm going to just do my best. I'm already kind of intimidated, but we're gonna take a deep breath and we're gonna do this job. This looks like a blue job, if I'm being honest. This looks like a husband job. But I've assembled stuff before, you know, if a boy can do it, how hard can it be, you know?
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in long conversations, cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken, cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. I was never the one to give up the ghost. No, I was so stuck. I kept on playing my part, wanting to give up cause nothing was changing. But with you it's so clear, and now that you're here I see colors in every spectrum. Guess I finally learned my lesson. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. And I think to myself, and I'm thinking out loud, we won't need nothing else for the rest of our time. And I know it so well, I will always be by your side. 'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try.